How much meat should you actually eat on the carnivore diet?
I'm a pastor, an entrepreneur, a world traveler, and a martial artist. But most importantly, I'm a devoted husband and dad with an amazing family. And the older I get, the more I realize the importance of being healthy so that I can be all that I can and should for my family. I haven't always been healthy though. In fact, I've struggled with my weight for a lot of my life. But in recent years, I found some great success in my weight loss and fitness journey living a lower carbohydrate lifestyle, particularly that of the keto and carnivore variety. Follow me on my journey as I continue to explore and share the benefits of living the low-carb lifestyle.
So one of the most common questions that people ask when starting the carnivore diet is this: how much meat should I actually eat? And you know what? It's a fair question. Should you count calories? Should you eat a certain number of pounds? Or perhaps should you just eat until you're full? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how much meat most people should actually eat on the carnivore diet. I'm also going to discuss the big mistake that beginners make and also how to know if you're eating too little or too much. How's it going again, my friends? If you're new here, my name is Jason, and I help busy parents and professionals like yourself simplify health using carnivore and metabolic healing strategies. And I've seen this mistake over and over again. Most people don't fail carnivore because they eat too much. Oftentimes, they fail because they don't eat enough. So let's go ahead and talk about why, shall we? So let's start off by talking about the biggest mistake, which is undereating. Number one, why people undereat on carnivore. So when you remove carbs out of your system, something interesting happens. Your appetite will naturally decrease. And that's because blood sugar stabilizes, insulin drops, and your cravings will disappear. And so people go from eating large carb-heavy meals to suddenly eating very little food. Now, what's the problem here? Well, it's that your body still needs energy and nutrients. And so undereating can lead to things like fatigue, cravings, hormonal stress, and let's not forget about weight loss plateaus. So carnivore actually works best when your body feels fueled and not starved. So here's some general guidelines that you can adopt for meat intake. Number two, a simple starting range. For most adults, a good starting point is 1.5 to 2.5 pounds of meat per day, right? Pretty simple to remember, 1.5 to 2.5 pounds per day. Now, of course, this is obviously going to depend on a few things like your body size, your activity level, also your general metabolism. And also, let's not forget about your personal goals. Now, larger, more active individuals may eat 3 pounds of meat or more. Smaller individuals may feel great, closer to 1.5 pounds. But the key principle is simple here. Eat until you're comfortably full. Again, not stuffed, but satisfied. Fat matters more than people think. So number three then, why fat changes everything. Now, if you're eating very lean meat, you actually might feel a few things, right? You might feel constant hunger, also low energy levels, and poor recovery. And that's because fat is the primary fuel source on carnivore. And so foods that work well would include things like ribeye, 80-20 ground beef, bacon, and also eggs, especially if they're cooked in butter. When fat intake is right, then appetite naturally regulates itself. So here's how to know if you're eating enough. Number four, signs that you're eating too little. You might need more food if you experience things like constant hunger, low energy, trouble sleeping, cravings returning. And another interesting thing is you might be feeling more cold more frequently. These are often signs that your body is underfueled. So what are some signs that you might be overeating? Number five, signs of too much food. Overeating on carnivore is less common, but it certainly can happen, especially if you're not careful. So the possible signs that you're overeating include things like feeling overly stuffed after meals, digestive discomfort, and eating when you're not hungry. Now remember, carnivore works best when you eat according to your hunger signals, not out of boredom or habit. So let's talk meal frequency then. How often should you eat? Now some will tell you that 2 to 3 meals works well for most people. And you know what? If that works for you, then fine, go for it. Many carnivore eaters naturally will settle into something like that. They'll settle into 2 meals per day, and they're generally pretty hefty meals. For the most part, this is kind of how I do things, right? But some are happy with 3 smaller meals. It really just depends on you. So for example, you might have breakfast as eggs, bacon, sausage, and water or coffee. For dinner, you might have steak and eggs, again, right? But the exact measure matters less than constant nourishment, right? That's the most importantly. So what's the simple rule that works well for most people? Number 7, the carnivore rule of thumb. Now, if you remember nothing else from this video, please remember this. Eat fatty meat until you're satisfied, right? No complicated math here, no measuring of macros or anything like that. There's no obsessive calorie tracking, just real food and real hunger signals. All right, let me give you some final thoughts here. Remember, carnivore is not, I repeat, is not about restriction. It's about removing the foods that disrupt your metabolism and also the things that are giving your body the nutrients that it needs to heal. When you do that consistently, then appetite regulation usually takes care of itself. If this video helped clarify things for you, please hit the like button and subscribe, and comment the word meat down below. And if you want more simple carnivore strategies for busy parents and professionals like myself and yourself, then please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and hit the notification buttons so that you don't miss any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. This is Jason Ligo, The Low Carb Lifestyle. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.